Hey, it's Joe Farrow. Welcome to Geek Toolkit, and today we're going to etch this glass. This is a chemical etching. Here's what you're going to need to make this happen. You'll want a vinyl cutter of some kind. You can use an X-acto knife. I'm using a Cricut Air 2 to automate the process. You'll want the chemical etching cream. I'm using something called Armour Etch. It's very nice. It's about $7 to $15 on Amazon. You'll want a bristle brush, not a sponge brush, and you'll want some gloves because this is a chemical etching cream. And you can imagine if it etches glass, what it would do to your hands. You'll want some transfer paper, and you'll want a glass. Something with flat sides on it will be really nice. And of course, you'll need a sheet of vinyl. What we'll do is I'll go into the software for the Cricut, but if you're doing this by hand for cutting the vinyl, just skip to the middle of the video and I'll show you how to use the transfer paper and how to get the etch cream on there. For this next portion, we're going to go through the Cricut software. Load your Cricut software, click on the cloud icon on the left, and upload your image. In this case, I don't have an image uploaded to the cloud, so I'm going to click on Browse. Then I'll select an image that is mainly black and white. Now, I selected a PNG, so I'm going to have to actually convert this over. If I click on Simple, since there's not a lot going on here, you see it'll color it in with gray. And what I'm going to do is click on the gray areas to remove the things I don't want to have cut on the vinyl. I'm going to click on the background and you'll see squares appear. That shows that that part's going to be cut out. I'll click on both the eyes on this particular figure. And now I'm going to click on Cut on the right because I don't want to actually print this out. I just want to cut it out. When you're making an etching, keep in mind the black portion is the part where you're going to etch. So that's the part you're going to remove. Now I'll select that, and I've measured on my glass that I want about a 2 to 3 inch logo. I believe actually on this video I scale it to 3 inches, but then I made a new one that was scaled down to 2. You're going to want to measure on your glass. It'll be based on your glass size. Also, keep in mind that the black is the part that you'll cut out and peel out. And then you'll put the etching cream, and that's what will show up on the glass. So it's kind of the inverse of if you were going to make a sticker. If you were going to make a sticker, you'd probably weed out the white portions of this. Now I'm ready to print, so this is my actual placement on the vinyl, and my vinyl has a hole in the upper left. So I'm going to move this down to where I've got some vinyl ready to go. That looks good right there. I'll click Next. And now we're going to just work through the Cricut workflow of getting the vinyl loaded, making sure that we've got our cutter ready to go. And then once all that's ready, then we can click the Load button and click Cut. So there you see the vinyl loading in. You can also see the hole in the upper left corner of my vinyl. Now the cutting has started, and I didn't speed this up because I wanted to show people, if you don't have a Cricut or a vinyl cutter, how fast this is. I believe this was about 45 seconds end to end for cutting out that entire pattern. And I really feel that a vinyl cutter plus glass etching cream is a killer combo for doing glass etching. You get very, very sharp, detailed cuts, and it's very, very quick. At this point, that entire pattern is already cut out. And now we'll move on to the next part, which is called weeding. This here I'm going to speed up, but this is where you take out all of the areas that were black on your image, and I suggest having that up so that you can reference it. You're going to pull all of those out off of the vinyl. And what you'll have left is holes where the black areas were. And you'll cut the vinyl out, like basically a square of the vinyl around it. So you can see there, that's the opposite. I'm now cutting transfer paper to get ready for transferring it off of here and onto the glass. Transfer paper, you just peel this off and stick it onto your vinyl. You see I'm mentally making a square to figure out where I'm going to cut. And don't cut close to your image, because when you put it on the paper, or I'm sorry, on the glass, and you put the etching cream on, you're going to want a little bit of a border. So see, I'm cutting quite a ways away from my image, and you'll want to do that until you get good at it. This is a transfer tape being placed down. And then we'll peel the back of the vinyl off. The transfer tape will keep all of the floating parts in place. Be very careful here. You don't want to pull any of your small vinyl parts off. This is what allows a vinyl cutter to do a very, very detailed cut. Go a little bit off camera here, but I'm just peeling off the vinyl. And now here's the glass. The glass has been cleaned, so I'm just going to place this on here. And this is what it looks like when you peel the transfer tape off. Your vinyl should be on there. You see you've got a nice border. Now we're ready to paint. Use gloves. There's the Armour Etch. Small bottle, like I said, about $7 to $15. Here's the bristle brush. And I'm doing it on top of a paper towel just in case some of it comes off the side. It also gives you something to clean the brush on. I'm speeding this up, but this actually took me about 4 or 5 minutes. And once it's on there, you're going to want to leave it for a minimum of 10 minutes. I know the bottle says 1 to 3 minutes. You're going to want to leave it on for at least 10. When it's done after 10 minutes, just simply rinse the bottle. Now I kept my gloves on so I could just do it with my hand here. And I'm sorry, rinse the glass. You're just going to want to clean it off. And this is really the big reveal at this point. Once you get most of the Armour Etch off, make sure that you don't rub it onto the glass itself and you're just rubbing over the vinyl. Once you've got most of it off, then you can take a paper towel to blot the rest of it off. And then when you've gotten past that, you're going to want to pull the vinyl itself off finally. So see, here I'm just cleaning the glass, getting the rest of it off, the last bits. And then we're going to peel the vinyl off for the final reveal. This part can be a bit hard. At this point, I probably should have taken the gloves off. I'll get you a better image, but at this point, you'll see what your final etch looks like. That's really all there is to it. I'm really happy with how well this came out. It was a very simple and inexpensive project. If you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, then I'll notify you when I get to my next project, which is how to light up your newly etched glass. Thanks for watching.